Naruto, God-level system author, Blue Water God. Chapter 11 The King's Treasure. 80 Gods Airstrike. The system remained silent. I don't care, this matter must be compensated for, otherwise. Xianchen was embarrassed to find that he couldn't do anything about the system at all. It's your fault this time, you have to make up for it. His system didn't play cards according to the routine, and Xianchen had no choice but to ask for something. After a year of understanding, Xianchen knew that his system was very rigid, with no intelligence at all, let alone feelings, and it would not work if he wanted to reason with it and play emotional cards. So Xianchen directly caught its mistake. Anyway, this time it was indeed the system's fault. The host is justified, a reward and compensation package, 100,000 exchange points, and a chance to draw a lottery. Xianchen nodded with satisfaction, and did not argue with the system anymore. It was not bad to be able to get these things. Even if the system did not give anything, he had no choice, and people had to know how to be content. Let's draw again. The prize was not changed. The pointer began to gallop, and soon slowed down. This time, nothing happened before, but stopped on the treasure of Wangzi. A golden key appeared in Xianchen's hand. Xianchen opened the treasure of the king. The golden light shone, and it seemed to be full, but there was nothing inside. This thing is now a waste, and it can be used as a storage room at most. Xianchen complained. He also needs a systematic backpack, so even if it is a storage room, he is not qualified. Keep it. It may be useful in the future. Xianchen put away the key, and then clicked the lottery draw. The system compensated for a chance to draw a lottery. The prizes are refreshed again, with a total of 6 items, namely, Eye Technique, Moon Reading, Mysterious Body Technique, 80 Gods Airstrike, Swordsman Swordsmanship, Reincarnation Technique, Eye Technique, Yellow Spring Hirezaka, Zanpei Kuto, 1000 Books Cherry. This time, Xianchen was very happy. It was the worst swordsmanship in the world, and it was of great use to Xianchen. Quickly click on the lottery. The pointer spins rapidly, then stops, and stops on the 80 Gods Airstrike. A stream of light disappeared into Xianchen's mind, and the 80 Gods Airstrike had been initially learned by Xianchen. However, learning can't be used, not to mention the consumption of chakra. This trick is a technique of blood follower, and it can't be used at all now. Although I don't know how strong Ikai is in the 8-gate Stangia formation, it will definitely not exceed the 80 Gods Airstrike. Xianchen said silently. Exiting the lottery page, Xianchen went to check the compensation package of the system. According to what was opened last time, it would not be bad this time. Opening the gift bag this time, Xianchen learned to be smart, and hurriedly closed his eyes, afraid of being hit by the dazzling golden light. 2 or 3 seconds later, Xianchen opened his eyes, and there were still 3 items. One was injected with medicine, the other was armed and domineering, and the rest was a box of canned beef. Ignoring the canned beef, and the domineering armed look that he was familiar with, Xianchen looked at the injection medicine. Super Serum, System Modified Version. It can increase physical performance tenfold without side effects. The introduction is very short, but Xianchen already knows what this is. Isn't this the serum injected by the American captain? Xianchen felt a little disappointed. Although the serum was also very powerful, it was still far from what Xianchen expected. Host, remind you that this serum has been systematically modified. As long as you do not break through the realm of the 6 realms, you can increase your physical strength tenfold. Xianchen's eyes lit up, so he was a little perverted. Is that at the level of Super Shadow? With his physical skills, he can be tough with 6-level characters. Thinking of this, Xianchen hurriedly put the serum back and kept it for later use. Although it is good for a while, it can't play the maximum effect of the serum. After that, Xianchen opened the system mall and bought the technique of Shadow Avatar and the technique of multiple Shadow Avatars. The technique of Shadow Clone costs 30,000 exchange points, and the technique of multiple Shadow Clones costs 50,000 exchange points. If it wasn't for the compensation from the system, Xianchen couldn't afford it at all. I feel that this mall is just a decoration. The things sold are too expensive, and the exchange points are too few. Looking at the prices in the mall, Xianchen complained. After learning the domineering of the armed color, Xianchen withdrew from the system space, and had no intention of cultivating, and fell asleep on the bed. He slept until 3 poles in the sun, and the warm sunlight shone on the beautiful cheeks of Sun Xianchen. Xianchen rubbed his eyes, then sat up and looked at the time. It was past 9 o'clock. It seems that you can't relax. Once you relax, you will become lazy. In the past, even after training all day, Xianchen would get up before 6 o'clock. Yesterday, he relaxed for the whole day, but he got angry even later. After getting up quickly and washing, Xianchen didn't want to cook anymore, so he took out the canned beef from the system compensation package yesterday. Xianchen ate 5 cans in a row, then patted his stomach, changed into training clothes, and held the purchased kunai and shuriken. He tied a specially made lead block to his body, pushed open the door and walked out. The sun shone on Xianchen's face, causing Xianchen to narrow his eyes, and a trace of laziness flashed in his eyes. Oh! If I can, I really want to have a good rest. Xianchen, I didn't expect you to get up so late. It's a shame. If you want to become a powerful ninja, how can you be so slack? In the yard, with a group of little kids from Hyuga's house, Hyuga Teppan, who was playing ninja games, came over and said after seeing Hyuga Chen. By the way, why are you not at home all the time? I want to play ninja games with you, but I can't find it. Hyuga Teppan complained to himself. We don't want to play with him. Mom said that he is a waste, and we won't let us play with him. The child next to him retorted. Hinata was a little embarrassed. One side was his partner who played with him, and the other side was his younger brother, thinks himself, and he felt very uncomfortable. After thinking about it, Hyuga Teppan chose a small partner. Xianchen smiled. He would not care about these children. It has been Konoha 26 years now. The Second Ninja World War happened in the 32 years of Konoha, that is, there are still 6 years. At that time, they were just graduating from the ninja school. If the situation in Konoha was tight, they might also be sent to the battlefield. Whether they could survive at that time was a question. Now Xianchen wants to quickly improve his strength. In the battle of the ninja world, the strength of the elite Jonin is just enough to protect himself. Only the strength of the shadow level can control the situation of a battle, so Xianchen wants to break through to the shadow level before the Second Ninja World War begins. A 10-year-old shadow level looks exaggerated, but for Xianchen, it is not impossible. Uchiha Itachi can have shadow level strength at the age of 13. And the perverted fairy physique has a stronger talent than Itachi, so Xianchen is confident. Chapter 12 Desperately Cultivating. Xianchen left the Hyuga family and came to the back mountain again. Shadow Clone Technique. Xianchen formed a seal with both hands and performed the Shadow Clone Technique. With a bang, 2 figures identical to Xianchen appeared next to Xianchen. You go to practice the 6th form of the Navy, you go to study the 80 Gods Airstrike, and strive to simplify the 80 Gods Airstrike. Xianchen instructed. The 80 Gods Airstrike must have a blood snares before it can be used, and the blood snares must fuse the 7 chakra attributes. The current Xianchen definitely can't do it. He can only find a way to simplify the 80 Gods Airstrike, or else he can only leave it alone. As for Xianchen himself, he began to exercise and develop and use the sparkling fruit. Although shadow clones can speed up training, they can only practice ninjutsu, and it is impossible to exercise. The glittering fruit can only be used by Xianchen himself, and the shadow clone cannot be used. Xianchen has already tried this. Fortunately, I have seen pirates, and compared with the moves of the yellow monkey, it is relatively easy to develop the glittering fruit. Half of Xianchen's body has become a photon, and now Xianchen can't elementalize his whole body, and needs constant practice. However, Xianchen believes that in 10 days, he will be able to control the elementalization, and in this era, he will be basically invincible. According to Xianchen's speculation, Kudeo and Yin Yang Escape should be able to restrain elementalization, but I don't know if immortal chakra is possible. There is also the gravitational force of the Eye of Reincarnation, which is also the nemesis of light. But at this time, as long as Madara Uchiha, who is hidden, doesn't shoot him, the elementalization is basically invincible. After developing the glittering fruit, Xianchen discovered that using chakra can also motivate the glittering fruit. This discovery surprised Xianchen a little. Laser, a beam of light shot forward, penetrated several trees, and then hit a large rock. Boom! With an explosion, the man-high bluestone was turned into pieces. TSK tilde. This power is not comparable to the spiral pill. Xianchen looked at this power and smacked his lips. If Xianchen gathers more photons, the power will be further enhanced. If Kyub is put into Hokage, what kind of strength should it be? Xianchen couldn't help thinking. Xianchen doesn't know either. If he guesses, he should have the strength of the Super Shadow early stage, which is definitely stronger than the Shadow level. The 3-generation-old man is definitely not the opponent of Kyub. This is not to degrade the combat effectiveness of Hokage and raise the combat effectiveness of the pirates. Kizaru is already standing at the top of the pirates, and the ones who can hold down the pirates are the 4 emperors, Garp, and the 5 old stars, and they are the ones who hold down the pirates, so they can win with absolute certainty. Him? Therefore, according to Xianchen's speculation, Whitebeard should be similar to Uchiha Madara, who has no reincarnation eye. Even if he raised it higher, he would definitely not be able to beat a 6th level character if he fought against Kainzu Zujian, who used immortality. But looking at it this way, there are really many awesome characters in the pirates, and the pirates can definitely beat the Hokage after removing the 6th level. After training all morning, Xianchen lay on the ground like a dead dog. He practiced for half an hour before finally recovering. Then he lifted the Shadow Avatar technique, and a sense of exhaustion struck, but Xianchen could bear it, but he could still bear the 2 Shadow Avatars. After practicing for a while, Xianchen took out 2 cans of beef, as well as the dry food he brought at home, and put them on the stone, and then Xianchen took out a handful of kunai. He took it in his hand and turned it twice, and then Xianchen threw it out. Under Xianchen's powerful force, Gu pierced the tree and hit the rabbit that was grazing 100 meters away. Manipulate gravity, pull the dead rabbit over, then skillfully peel it, set it on fire, and then thread it up with branches and roast it on the fire. Because of financial constraints, Xianchen often hunts game and relies on it for a long time, and his barbecue skills will definitely crush anyone. After eating, Xianchen began to train hard again. This time, Xianchen divided 10 shadow clones, and 3 went to practice Navy 6 forms. All the rest go to study the 80 Gods airstrike. And Xianchen did not develop the glittering fruit, but began to exercise. I did 500 push-ups first, and then walked to a big tree that was hugged by 4 people. Xianchen started to strike. Every punch and every kick made the tree vibrate. The bark of this tree has fallen off cleanly, and there are a lot of fist prints and footprints printed on it. Ignoring the blood on his fists and the sweat on his face, Xianchen began to work hard. If you want to become a strong man without blood or sweat, where is it so easy to succeed? Xianchen always believes that no amount of hard work will yield a reward. After all the hard work, another day has passed, and in the evening, Xianchen lifted the shadow clone, endured the mental fatigue, dragged the tired body, and walked towards the direction of home. The red sunset reflected Xianchen's figure, and the thin and tired body did not bend in the slightest, and walked under the sunset. With a tired pace, Xianchen returned home. Although he looked very embarrassed, he had a smile on his face. Lifting his hands, the previously injured place has now been completely healed. This is the abnormality of the fairy body. Of course, there are many people with immortal bodies, but the only one who can achieve this level is Kaien's Aozujian. As for the previous Azure Otsutsuki, Xianchen doesn't know much, so you can come if you want. Move around a bit, take a shower, then lie down on the bed and begin to close your eyes and meditate. Xianchen is now thinking about how to get ninjutsu. Although there are all kinds of ninjutsu in the system store, it is too expensive, and Xianchen cannot afford it at all. As for the thousands of birds that the vast majority of traversers can create by themselves, I forgive Xianchen for not remembering the gesture of Yuan. Although Xianchen has many abilities, his skills are not overwhelming. Although the Hinata family has never used ninjutsu, they can use ninjutsu. It seems that there should also be ninjutsu in the family. But how can I get it? Xianchen scratched his head irritably. Speaking of which, the family hasn't sent me chakra refining. Has it completely given up on me? Xianchen guessed. Xianchen also thought about creating his own ninjutsu, but he doesn't know much about ninjutsu now. If he can create it, it would be nonsense. After thinking about it for a long time, his brain was about to explode, and he didn't come up with a clue. He simply didn't think about it. Anyway, he didn't have to use ninjutsu. Sitting on the bed, Xianchen began to refine chakra, which was something Xianchen had to do every day. After refining for an hour, Xianchen lay down and went to sleep. Chapter 13 8 Diagrams 64 Palms. The next morning, Xianchen got up to wash, and then prepared his own breakfast. After finishing breakfast, Xianchen did not go to practice immediately, but refined chakra on the tatami in the living room. Today is the time when the family is giving out subsidies. Xianchen doesn't want to miss out because of his cultivation. The money in his hand has already been spent, just waiting for the family's subsidy, as well as his father's compassionate rescue. When it was more than 7 o'clock, Xianchen suddenly opened his eyes, finally here. But after a while, the door of Hyuga Chen's house was pushed open, and a 20-year-old Hyuga family Chunin walked in. With a blank face, he took out the subsidy belonging to Xianchen, and said with a disgusted expression, "This is your subsidy." Also, Chunin reached into the ninja bag, took out a scroll and handed it to Xianchen. "This is chakra refining, as well as the soft boxing of our Hyuga family. Although you may not be able to cultivate anything, we will not treat you badly." After speaking, Chunin turned around and left without stopping for half a minute. "Am I so annoying?" Xianchen said while rubbing his nose. Then opened the scroll. In addition to the chakra refining scroll, there are also soft boxing techniques and 8 trigrams 64 palms. It's not bad, something is better than nothing. Xianchen put away the scroll and left the house. When I came to the back mountain again, this time Xianchen divided 10 shadow clones, and then took out the soft boxing technique and let them study. I started my own exercise. In the afternoon, the shadow clone suddenly burst into a cloud of smoke, and then the 64 palms of the gossip have been learned by Xianchen. When he came to the big tree, Xianchen put on a soft boxing posture. A gossip appeared, covering the big tree, and then shouted, "Gossip 64 palms, 2 palms, 4 palms, 8 palms, 16 palms, 32 palms, 64 palms." Xianchen's hands waved to the extreme. After images appeared in the void, and the small palms burned chakra, hitting the big tree. Boom! With a loud explosion, the tree that couldn't be held by one person exploded, and sawdust kept flying and scattered on the ground. No wonder the members of the Hyuga family don't practice ninjutsu. The 64 palms of softboxing and gossip are quite impressive, and their power is at least a level. But the people from the Rixiang family wouldn't have thought that I could succeed in cultivation. Otherwise, They wouldn't directly give me 64 palms of gossip. Although I have made 64 gossip palms, this must not be exposed. Otherwise the people of the Hyuga family will definitely find trouble. Rixianchin sighed and said. Suddenly, a light flashed in Rixianchin's mind. As long as I don't show the ability to point acupuncture points in the future, I will use the 8 diagrams 64 palms, and I should be fine. Anyway, no one has stipulated that you must point acupuncture points when using soft fist. I don't have any eyesores, as long as its destructive power is not enough. As long as the Tensogun is not exposed, everything will be fine. Rixianchin smiled and praised his wit in his heart. Although using soft like this will double the threat of soft fisting, it is enough to be able to use it openly. But for a short time, don't use it. After graduating from the ninja school in the future, let's talk about it. Rixianchin divided 10 shadow clones again, and this time, instead of letting them practice, they practiced against each other. Strong combat experience in the ninja world is the most important thing. Many powerful ninjas do not die in the hands of those with strong combat experience. Take Kaguya Otsutsuki as an example. Her battle experience is not enough. Sora has a powerful sky-defying technique, but she is not defeated in the end. Rixianchin didn't want to be the same as Kaguya, with all the power in the sky. When the time comes, he will be reborn with a golden wheel and cut through the air. Isn't that a joke? Anyway, it is a shadow clone, and it is not afraid of death, so all the shots are killing moves. While exercising, Rixianchin watched the battle between shadow clones. He was not watching the fun, but watching the battle to improve his combat experience. People like me who work hard and try their best to improve their strength. Look at the entire ninja world, there are not many. It's not that Rixianchin is boasting. Rixianchin is sure that even Mat Dai and his son, and Xiao Li, can't compare with himself. In this way, Rixianchin continued to practice from home and back in the mountains. In this 2.1 line life, his life was very peaceful. That is, Hyuga Rizai once thought that his strength was enough to take revenge, so he came to Rixianchin to take revenge. However, Rixianchin used cruel reality to slap him, wake him up, let him come arrogantly, and leave with a swollen face. In addition to this, Rixianchin received some scorn at most, and it was really scorn. Rixianchin is also very happy, although he is as tired as a dead dog every day, but after feeling that his strength is improving every day, Rixianchin is delighted. In the blink of an eye, another year has passed. During this year's growth, Rixianchin has grown a lot taller. Compared with his contemporaries, Rixianchin is at least half a head taller. And Rixianchin is not only tall, but also powerful. Now Rixianchin's chakra volume has reached the shadow level, and the eyeshadow level is also one of the best. However, the purity of chakra is just an elite Chunin, which means that although Rixianchin's chakra is of shadow level, the ninjutsu released is far worse than shadow level. The physical skills have been enhanced a lot. By relying on the physical skills alone, Rixianchin has the confidence to defeat Shangjin. Rixianchin felt that his hard power should be similar to that of elite Chunin, but because he had little combat experience, he was probably not an opponent. And the strength in Hokage should be calculated by the purity of chakra and fighting ability, or calculated by the amount of chakra. The Thousand Hands and the Vortex clan are the shadow ranks gone all over the place. No matter how you calculate it, combat ability is the most important thing. Relying on my ability, I can't even be at the shadow level, Rixianchin said confidently. It's not that Rixianchin is arrogant. The ability of Glitter Fruit is indeed abnormal. I can't beat you. Can't you run? At the speed of the glittering fruit, even the space ninjutsu Flying Thunder God can't stop it. All the moves developed by Huang Yuan have now been developed by Rixianchin. The example of Huang Yuan really saved Rixianchin a lot of effort. Rubbing his eyes, Rixianchin didn't go to the back mountain again. There is no point in training like this. Now, it is his age and physical development that restrain Rixianchin. No matter how hard he tries, he will not improve his strength. He has reached the limit of his age, unless he uses Super Serum now. However, Rixianchin was reluctant to use it. Chapter 14 Gambling with Tsunade. Sitting cross-legged on the tatami, Rixianchin began to compress the chakra. This was the only way he could think of to improve the quality of the chakra. The light blue chakra in Rixianchin's body, under his compression, the color of the chakra is constantly deepening. This is too slow. After a long time, Rixianchin opened his eyes. During the year, he didn't care about the quality of chakra, which caused him to be very troublesome now. Because there are too many chakras, if Rixianchin wants to purify the chakras, he has to spend several times the time of others. This is also because of his good talent. This time, Rixianchin suffered from the loss of no cultivation experience. When other ninjas increased their chakra levels, they would also choose to purify their chakra energy. But Rixianchin was looking at the quantity, but ignoring the quality, which is sad. Alright, anyway, I don't need to practice body arts for the time being. Just concentrate on refining chakra. Just let the shadow clone go to practice ninjutsu. Rixianchin comforted himself in his heart. After half a day of practice, Rixianchin walked towards the ninja school. The new batch of students of the ninja school was about to enter the school. Now is the time to sign up. It is still very necessary to go to the ninja school. Although the ninja school teaches basic knowledge, what Xianchen lacks now is basic knowledge. After coming to the ninja school, after paying the tuition, it can be regarded as an official entry into the ninja school, and now I'm waiting for the school to start. Hey, I didn't expect to enter a school and have to pay tuition fees. If it wasn't for the reimbursement from the family, I really didn't want to go to school. Xianchen sighed. 2 years ago, he was also a wealthy man, but now he has become a poor man after only 2 years. If it weren't for the multitude of creatures in the back mountain, Xianchen would be starving now. Ninjas are big spenders. Since cultivating, Xianchen has made lead blocks for himself to exercise, and bought kunai and shuriken. The money has been spent 7788, and with Xianchen's appetite, all the money has been spent. Even the detonating talisman, Xianchen was reluctant to buy it. And Xianchen is very fortunate that he has an immortal human body, otherwise he would have to add a lot of money for medicine. These days, I have lived a hard life. I have to turn Conan over when I have time. By then, the richest person in the ninja world will be me. Anyway, Xianchen didn't believe that Xionan's 600 billion detonating charms were all bought. According to Xianchen's estimation, Xionan should be able to make the detonating symbols by himself. Feeling the hardship of having no money, Xianchen thought of Xiaonan's idea in his mind. Xianchen still likes Xiaonan, a poor girl, but now that Xiaonan was just born, or not yet born, it was useless to think so much. Oh, is that Xiaochen, huh? Hearing someone calling him, Xianchen was stunned, then turned to look. Just happened to see Tsunade standing at the entrance of a casino. At this time, Tsunade has undergone earth-shaking changes. First of all, there is pie on his chest. He has not seen him for a year and has reached the level of the D cup. It's not scientific. It's taking hormones in a year's time. Otherwise, why would it change from a flat chest to a balloon? Xianchen complained frantically in his heart. Although I know that Tsunade will become a cow chariot, but this is also too fast. Little devil, where are your eyes? Tsunade came over with a blushing face, reaching out and hitting Xianchen on the head. Xianchen rubbed his head. It hurts a bit. Tsunade is also true. He is neither light nor heavy. I haven't seen you for a year. I didn't expect you to be so tall that I almost didn't recognize you. Tsunade gestured. Haha, you grow faster, and I almost didn't recognize it. Xianchen complained in his heart. Of course he didn't dare to say these words. He could only complain in his heart. Otherwise he would definitely be greeted by Tsunade's punch. He complained in his heart, but Xianchen had a cute smile on his face, which made people couldn't help but pick them up and ravage them. Xianchen doesn't think it's shameful to be cute. Anyone who has such an advantage and doesn't know how to use it is a fool. Xianchen's cute smile turned out to be very effective. Tsunade hugged Xianchen and pressed his head on the huge chest in front of him. Xianchen felt suffocated for a while, and he took a lot of strength before he took a breath. A strong milk fragrance spread to his mind, making him a little confused. After a long time, Tsunade let go of Xianchen, and then Xianchen eased his breath and took a deep breath. Tsunade blushed a bit, and then returned to her carefree personality. For some reason, she felt that Xianchen had a unique attraction. Unlike the intimacy he arrived earlier, Tsunade couldn't tell what it was. He just wanted to get close to Xianchen. If Xianchen knew, he would not be surprised, because he had already completed the lottery a few days ago. And what I got this time was not a powerful ability, but to increase my attraction to the opposite sex. When I got it at that time, Xianchen couldn't help but twitch. With his good looks, coupled with his attraction to the opposite sex, this is the rhythm that makes him a stallion. Xianchen thought narcissistically. Xiaochen came just in time. Elder sister, I will take you to kill the quartet. Tsunade patted his chest proudly. Gudong. Seeing the trembling in Tsunade's chest, Xianchen swallowed. Little satyr. After noticing Xianchen's gaze, Tsunade scolded with a blushing face, and then pulled Xianchen towards the casino. After seeing the casino, Xianchen was about to refuse when suddenly a light flashed in his mind. This is a great opportunity to make money. The title of Tsunade Big Fat Sheep is even more famous than her title of Sanin. Thinking of this, Xianchen's mind became active, and if he pressed against Tsunade like this, he would definitely win, although he was a little sorry for Tsunade. But losing to others is also a loss, and losing to yourself is also a loss. After winning the money, give Tsunade some compensation. After making the decision, Xianchen happily entered the casino with Tsunade. When he came to the casino, Xianchen found that there were quite a few people who had the same idea as himself. It seems that wherever you go, there is competition. Xianchen sighed. Unfortunately, the perspective of Tensoken can only see the flow of meridians and chakras, otherwise cheating will not be easy. Xianchen sighed in his heart. At the beginning, Xianchen was very much looking forward to Tensoken's perspective ability, but after using it, he realized that he could only see the flow of human meridians and chakras, which made Xianchen happy. Xiaochen, are you rich? If I don't have money, I can lend you little. but I have to pay it back. Standing in front of the gaming table, Tsunade said excitedly. No, I still have some money. From the wallet, he took out the little money he had saved, looked at Tsunade who was just as excited, and said to himself, Miss Tsunade, is it a young model in the clubhouse, or whether you go to work in the sea, it's up to you. Although Rixianchin is domineering, he has never played dice, so he can't cheat, so he can only see how powerful Tsunade is. Tsunade has a lot of money. It should be several million tals. Looking at the money Tsunade took out of the seal scroll, a trace of envy flashed in Rixianchin's eyes. Chapter 15 Tsunade's Ninjutsu. Xiao-chen, it's your first time here, just follow me to make a bet, and you're guaranteed to win. Haha, Rixianchin laughed. If you bet with you, you don't want to lose all your shorts. After seeing Tsunade's bet, Rixianchin followed and placed his only remaining 10,000 tals on the opposite side of Tsunade. Xiao-chen, don't you believe me? Tsunade said angrily. He had already asked him to bet with him. Unexpectedly, he still didn't believe that he was a gambler, so Tsunade was a little angry. Rixianchin opened his mouth and didn't know what to say. He also wanted to believe Tsunade, but Tsunade's record was too scary. He couldn't believe it. Rixianchin tilted his head, but luckily he didn't see it. Sure enough, after the market opened, there was no surprise that Tsunade lost, and the 10,000 tals in Rixianchin's hands had turned into 50,000 tals, a direct increase of 5 times. This can ruin Rixianchin. If you run out of money in the future, you can consider bringing Tsunade to the casino to make money. Sister Tsunade, who owns this casino? Huh? Why are you asking this? Tsunade, who was in a bad mood because of losing money, asked suspiciously. Nothing, I'm just asking. This casino is led by the Sarutobi family and the Shimura family, and other major families have stakes. Well, except for the Uchiha family. Although Tsunade was puzzled, he still said it. The background of this casino is really big. With a sigh, Rixianchin continued to gamble, as long as the Shimura family did not open it themselves. Otherwise, what if Shimura Danzo, the old Yinbi, sends someone to assassinate him, seeing that he wins more money? Although I feel a little overly concerned, Shimura Danzo should not assassinate others just because of a small amount of money, but Rixianchin cannot be trusted with Shimura Danzo's character. Although Shimura Danzo finally washed white, but in Rixianchin's view, black is black. No matter how you wash it, you can't wash it white. After playing for a while until the afternoon, Tsunade had lost all his money, and he had borrowed 500,000 from Rixianchin. Xiao-chen, lend me another 500,000 yuan. I feel like I can turn over next time, Tsunade said in a hurried voice, like a red-eyed gambler who lost. Sister Tsunade, a small bet is good, a big bet hurts your health, and a strong bet will ruin your family. Rixianchin couldn't help but discouraged. Looking at Tsunade's appearance, even if she gave her a few 100 million more, it wouldn't be enough to lose. I feel like I can win. Don't you have any points in your heart? If you really won, it's probably you who cried. Rixianchin grumbled to himself, then put away the money and walked out of the casino. Tsunade, who had no money, could only grit his teeth and dare not come out. After coming out, Tsunade hugged Sun Xianchin and ravaged it, venting his anger. You guy, you don't know how to help me, and you still don't believe me. Tsunade pretended to be fierce, but with Tsunade's beautiful face, it also had a different flavor. Rixianchin raised his head and said gloomily, if I believed you, the two of us would have come out in despair. Don't forget to owe me 500,000 tals, which has to be repaid. Got it? Tsunade replied erratically. Seeing Tsunade's appearance, Rixianchin knew that she had never thought about paying back the money. Forget it, let's take it as a reward for Tsunade. Without Tsunade with me, I can't even enter the casino. Rixianchin pretended to be generous. In fact, my heart is already crying. It's not that Rixianchin is a miser, but that he has been poor for 2 years, and suddenly lost a lot of money. Of course, he is distressed. PFFT. Looking at Rixianchin's sad face, Tsunade smiled, then took out his scroll and handed it to Rixianchin. These ninjutsu will be sold to you. Rixianchin took it in a daze, and then said excitedly, thank you, Sister Tsunade. I need to say thank you. You will be my younger brother in the future. If someone dares to bully you in the future, you can tell my sister and I will avenge you. Okay. A smile appeared on Rixianchin's face. Although he is not afraid of anyone, these remarks are also Tsunade's kindness. Although Rixianchin's emotional intelligence is not high, it is not low. You won so much money today. Are you going to treat my sister to me for a good meal? Of course, I can win so much money, thanks to Sister Tsunade. Suddenly, Rixianchin felt as if he had said the wrong thing. Rixianchin actually thanked Tsunade for bringing him into the casino, but it sounded like he won the money only by relying on Tsunade's losses. Bump. Tsunade tapped Rixianchin on the head and said with a smile, don't worry, sister, I'm not so stingy. I still count my gambling luck. Seeing that Tsunade was not angry, Rixianchin also relaxed, and then complained in his heart, this is just what you say now. You are not like this when you arrive at the casino. Going to a snack bar with Tsunade, Tsunade ordered some fried chicken, 4 color balls, and a pot of sake, and ate it with a big mouth regardless of the image. Tsunade didn't care about his image, and Xianchen had no image. His mouth was full of food. Eat slowly, and no one will rob you. His mouth was already full, and Xianchen struggled to speak, only to swallow it after a long time. It's faster to eat this way, I'm used to it. When Xianchen cultivated, he was simply desperate, so he ate very fast. In fact, if it wasn't for Xianchen's immortal body, he could have been slaughtered just by his lifeless cultivation. After eating with Tsunade, the two parted. The Senju family and the Hinata family were not in the same direction at all. After returning home, Xianchen first took out the seal's scroll specially designed to confuse others from the system backpack, and checked how much money he got. After counting, I found that there were more than 3 million pls, the absolute fastest way to get money from gambling, but Tsunade must be present, otherwise there will be no shorts left. Xianchen said with a sigh. Put all the money in the safest system mall, and then Xianchen took out the ninjutsu scroll given by Tsunade. Thinking of this, Xianchen was very grateful to Tsunade. They had only met twice, and Tsunade gave him such a big benefit. In fact, this is all about the attraction of the opposite sex. It can make the opposite feel good about him, and can easily identify with him. The longer the contact time, the greater the effect. With this ability, Xianchen can consider being a great profession such as a little white face, a scumbag, and a humanoid self-propelled gun. Open the ninjutsu scroll. There are 6 ninjutsu recorded on it, and each ninjutsu has an annotation. Among them, the most valuable ones are the Strange Power and the Yin Seal. The other 4 are Shui Dun Water Dragon Bullet Technique, Earth Dun Earth Dragon Bullet Technique, Thunder Dunning Ground Walk, and Water Dunning Water Formation Wall. Thank for listening this audiobook. Please subscribe the channel for more videos like this. Leave some comment and let me know if you guys like this story, or you have a web novel you like and want to hear its audiobook. I will be happy to create them for you. Please like, share, and leave a comment on the video.